welcome back to the podcast. And it has been a while, bro. I haven't shot podcast since November 2023. So it has been about like 6 months now. So it's actually good to have this podcast again. And today, we have a special guest. We have Josh here, guys. He is very knowledgeable about cryptocurrency, and you do the rest, man. Introduce yourself, my guy.
Man, I'm just a tech nerd to be honest. Like that's about it. Like I didn't go to school for none of that stuff. I'm into it. I'm into different
Just
technologies.
into technology, hey?
It's just cool.
It's
Like I
cool,
just
hey?
find it fascinating, so I study it.
That's
Um
amazing, bro.
yeah.
And he is also I believe, an engineer graduate. You have your
Yeah.
college degree?
Yeah, I took an industrial systems engineering degree here.
Perfect. Yeah,
I work as a manufacturing engineer, building
that's
big
amazing.
machines. That's what we
That's
do.
crazy, bro. That's good, man. That's good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm part of
And
it. Part of it.
technology is just kind of like the thing that you're interested in, hey?
I would call it my
Your
passion.
passion, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
not I'm not gonna lie, that's why I think there's a reason why me and you kind of click because I'm also big into technology as far as but I don't really go too deep as far as you do. But I'm also really big into technology. Like when I was in high school, I remember I took robotics, bro.
Mm.
I don't know how many high school had robotics at the time, but I remember that my high school was the only high school that had robotics at the time. So I did took robotics, bro, and it was so much fun, man. Just kind of building robots and kind of programming them, and it was amazing, bro. Like the high school foundation is not as crazy as like college, I would say, but it's still, it's very fascinating and interesting.
It's
And
it's fun to build something.
no, I
That's what I'm
agree.
finding out. I
I
just
agree, man.
love building things.
And I think the best way to build something from nothing is through technology, programming, coding. It's literally just from a computer and literally from nothing. You build it from nothing, from scratch.
Well, we're today the most you can have the most leverage using code and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Using because all the big, very insane tech is like AI and crypto and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
As far
But
as in this
robotics
time.
is like coming, you know.
Yeah, it's
That will
coming.
come and the price will come down and it'll be easier to build with robotics
That's
now.
true. I would actually be interested in doing that. But anyway, for the topic today, we're actually going to be talking about crypto and just kind of not just crypto, investing as well. And we could also jump off topic too, but like just to keep things on track here. So I got a couple questions for you to start off here.
Sure.
So for some people that are listening and don't know what crypto is about, what exactly is crypto and how does it differ from the traditional form of currency? Like, how would you describe that?
Well, crypto is kind of different than anything that's ever existed before.
I agree. Yeah.
And
How?
you kind of got to break it down into layers because it's a very big rabbit hole.
Okay.
But like crypto was invented when Bitcoin was invented. And the core technology of Bitcoin was blockchain technology. It didn't exist before that. That was in 2009.
So my next question would be, so for some people, like, what is blockchain? How would you explain blockchain?
A blockchain is quite literally a list.
A list.
It's a list. So it's a basically a list that's put into a block because it can only fit so much in that block,
Yeah.
and then it's processed and gets put onto the chain. So it's a chain of blocks, and inside the blocks is data.
Mm.
In Bitcoin's example, it's transactions. So I send money to you.
Yeah.
That's one thing that goes into a block.
Okay. And
You
then
send it to me or to someone else,
that's
and
another chain
whatever.
of a block.
It just gets put into that block, and then that block, when it's full, gets put onto the chain. Or if it's not full, every
Right.
10 minutes or so, it'll go on.
So I know it was a big thing back then, bro, where people were like mining cryptos.
Yeah.
So I really didn't understand much about like how mining worked. So like I know there's people out there listening and probably watching this. Um, how does that even work, man? Like how like how do you mine Bitcoin? Like
Well,
how you could mine gold? You just have an
right,
you know?
right. You like actually
Yeah,
like mining Bitcoin is you have computers and you run the network. That's what you're doing,
right.
and you get paid in Bitcoin to run the network.
So basically, what you're doing is you're doing the behind the scenes, the processing
Yeah. So
behind.
the word cryptocurrency
Mm-hmm.
comes from cryptography,
Right.
which is what the miners they do a lot of processing
Ah, okay.
and
So,
cryptography to keep everything secure.
and that's how people were getting paid. But the thing is mining even still a thing nowadays,
Oh
or
yeah,
what do
like
you think?
I mean, right now, like what's happening is people are mining Bitcoin on big scales. So there's companies that mine Bitcoin. That's what they do. Like
Right,
that's
right.
the entire company. It's an entire industry now.
Wow.
Back in the day when Bitcoin started, people were just mining it off of their laptops,
Right, right. Yeah.
making tons and tons of Bitcoin because at that point it was you would get a lot for not doing a lot because the
Yeah.
network was really small and there wasn't a lot of people involved. But now as Bitcoin has become something worth a lot of money, there's lots of people who are interested in it and
I
trying to get
know.
that money, right?
It's
So
actually interesting, man.
yeah, so these big mining farms grow and they congregate where money is cheap or where electricity is cheap.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
right. And
'Cause that's kind of the input cost,
that's
right?
probably where they a lot of miners are probably in the areas where electricity is cheaper.
Yeah, they tend to go where electricity is very cheap, and that tends to be, I would say, like renewable energy sources.
Yeah.
So where there's like, lots of solar,
Solar.
wind. If there's nuclear, I don't know
Yeah.
if there's a lot that do nuclear yet,
I
but
don't
they
think so.
probably will
Yeah.
be.
I feel like most people probably like solar and windmills.
Yeah, yeah, like that's one place. Or even if you live in a city where it's cheap,
So, um, yeah, another question would be, for some people out there that are very interested into cryptocurrency and they're wanting to buy and they're wanting to sell or trade, what would be the best platform for people to jump into as far as like holding their money or their cryptocurrencies?
a platform.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, you can just do it. Depends on where you are, but
yeah,
generally there's all these different exchanges, right?
yeah, yeah,
Like in Canada, we have Newton or we got ShakePay. Those are like the easiest ones to use for Bitcoin specifically, and for some of the other ones. But I think we should probably narrow it to Bitcoin. It's an
okay.
expansive,
Yeah, it's very
and
expensive.
it's no, it's expansive. I'm meaning like there's so much to talk about with Bitcoin alone,
Yeah, I
and
guess.
and
No.
it's like even just the core concepts. It's very complicated in how it works, but it's very simple to use and very simple to
Right, right.
um,
Well, as
like
we speak right now, how much is one Bitcoin today,
one Bitcoin.
2024? How much is one Bitcoin?
Should we say
Let's check.
Canadian
Was it like
dollars?
80 something grand?
Yes.
Canadian. That's Canadian, bro. That's 80 something grand Canadian.
Let's see.
Holy.
Let's
I
see.
think so. I think so. That's how I think how much it is, man. As we speak. I think it's somewhere there.
Pull my account here. One Bitcoin is $83,000.
83 grand. And 10 years ago, that was like what?
Zero.
Hundreds?
Started at zero.
Well, it started at zero, but like let's say 10 years ago from today, which is like 2014.
2014, it was
Yeah.
probably like
Hundreds, eh? Like
a couple hundred
it's
bucks.
not even a thousands, yeah?
Yeah, a
Thousands, eh?
couple $100.
Yeah. Holy crap, that's not even that much. And it's crazy how much it went up, man.
Yeah.
Imagine less than 1,000 to 83 grand today, guys.
Yeah, I mean,
Holy crap.
there's a video that surfaces all the time about a guy begging people to buy Bitcoin, put $1 into Bitcoin. This was in
Yeah, yeah, I remember that. I remember that, bro. I saw the
2013.
video. That's actually crazy.
Yeah, and
That's that
if you would have done that 11 years ago from today, $1 would be over $500.
for real, bro. But my question is like back then there was no such platform like easy platforms for people to
It
use.
wasn't as easy back then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So like I, you know, I was even like how old was I? I was like a teenager at the time. I didn't even have no
I
clue,
was.
man. All I cared
Yeah,
about was play basketball.
you're 26,
Yeah, 25.
25. I'm
Yeah.
26. Like I was in high school, grade 9, 10. Like I
Yeah.
don't know. Like
Well,
I was buying Slurpees and shit. Like oh, whatever. I
bro,
didn't know.
no, like literally,
How
like
do you know?
at that time, what were you doing? Like literally, I was like, my mind was like, oh, I gotta go play basketball, you
Right.
know, buy Slurpees, you know, like literally, bro, that's all in my mind. That's literally, I was like, oh man, I can't wait to go out for lunch. I can't wait for recess.
Yeah,
Like that's literally
exactly.
it, bro.
Well, you see all those memes about like
But
it's like, well, what was I doing in grade 4? I should have been buying a house. I should have been buying Bitcoin. It's like,
for real. Yeah, no, I agree, bro. I agree. It's so crazy, man. But like, there's so many platforms that people can use. but I believe Binance was big at the time. I would say a couple years ago, but I don't know.
Can't use it in Canada
You can't
anymore.
use it anymore in Canada,
No.
yes. But I think in other countries you still can. But I think that is for security reasons. I believe so. Like
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't look much into it, but
what happened? I actually talked to the regulator in Saskatchewan about this. I literally talked to him because I sent
oh,
my
interesting.
MP because I heard they were getting drove out of Canada, and I was
Yeah,
like, guys, like this is not. We shouldn't be driving this brand new industry away from
right.
Canada. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah,
just
yeah.
ridiculous because there's going to be so many new jobs and stuff that come from this. It's gonna be a very big driver of the economy, and they kept all the other ones. It was just Binance that broke some of the rules that they didn't like the way they were doing it. So fair enough.
Okay. What was the main reason? Was it like
I don't.
security reason wise, or was it like
I think the reporting. I don't think they had
oh like
adequate reporting
just the
for. Yeah, like
documentations?
I think they. I don't know, but my understanding is they would not report to the government as well, or
Mm,
they weren't as compliant, or they weren't willing to be as compliant.
right. Maybe so some people that are listening, maybe they're able to they have a better understanding. They could probably just comment down this section if they want. But how volatile do you think is cryptocurrencies and what are the factors contributing into that kind of volatility?
Well, cryptocurrency is a completely free market at this point. Completely free. There's no government intervention.
Mm,
There's just it's just free. People can buy it, they can sell it. There's very little like when the markets go down, there's no one stopping it from it going down other than people who actually just want to buy it, right?
right.
As you see, like I guess a little history lesson in 2008, we had a crazy recession, called the
Yeah.
Great Recession, and in the states the stock market dropped like 50%, right?
Yeah.
Well, what happened was the government stepped in and they printed a lot of money and
That's
they
true.
saved the system and they supported the assets because when the assets go down, that's what a lot of the rich people hold.
Yeah.
So the government, the rich people run it, right? Like they get to decide more or
That's
less.
true.
So the government bailed it out and printed a lot of money. So the stock market is quite a bit less volatile in general because it's not as much of a free market anymore as cryptocurrency.
Right,
I would
right.
say because there's not government intervention in the crypto markets.
That's interesting. Do you think the government will ever
Oh
look into
yeah,
it?
I mean it's going to integrate into everything. I mean
I
we
think
just
they're
had the
starting to,
ETF.
don't you think so?
We just had the ETF at the start
Yeah.
of this year.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. We've had one in Canada for a couple years.
Mm.
Um, an ETF means like you can buy it on the stock market. So
Oh, exchange. What was that? What was it?
exchange traded fund.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's what it is. Yeah. It's actually crazy, man. Where there's so many technology that is evolving nowadays where uh, people are losing jobs, but it's also a good factor as far as for people. It has more potential for people that are into technology to earn more and for jobs to make it easier down the future. So I don't. There's definitely pros and cons as far as technology evolves, but like
it
people might think like, oh, this whole AI thing is gonna lose people's job. Self checkout, all these things coming up.
that's normal.
But yeah, no, I agree.
That's how the world works. That's always how it's been. They used to have people that would ride horses and like there was the guy on the
For real.
street who would shovel the shit. That was his job. You know, I respect the hustle, but he lost his job when cars came out. You know what I mean? Like he lost his
For
job.
real. And then they created new ones, right? They
And how
created
many more
yeah,
new jobs is there because there's cars now?
yeah, exactly. No, that's so true. It's so true. It's just there's just so many people out there that hate it, man. It's like, oh my god, yeah, this whole thing is gonna lose people's job, and then they don't know it's gonna create more jobs
Yeah, I
and
mean,
easier jobs later down the future. It's just, you know, I don't know. I think it's just a balance.
technology advances, and that's a very good thing. It makes our lives better. We live in Canada, like we live really well. We live like
No,
kings, we used to live kind of thing.
I agree.
Um, and that's because of technology. That's
I
that's what it
agree.
is, and it causes people to lose their jobs, but then new ones are made, it and the economy grows, and
I agree. And even with this, what we're doing right now, bro.
that's
Like,
pretty cool.
if you really think about it, me and you are just in a freaking garage, bro.
Yeah,
Out of nowhere, floating in space. And with
right.
this technology, we're able to send this around the globe.
Completely global, which is pretty interesting.
Literally, bro.
Yeah.
It's so insane. And then we look back 20 years from now, we're like, holy frick, we did that. We said that. Yeah, just think about it, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's
It's
so crazy. And it's just I don't know, man. The way my mind works is so different sometimes too. It's just
A lot of people just kind of write it off and don't think about it too much, I think,
yeah,
but it's really good to just kind of zoom out a little bit, have some perspective and think
yeah,
about it. And it's like,
that's true.
wow, like all this new technology is amazing and it's
Very cool.
it's very good for everybody because now to learn about things, it's very easy.
Mm,
It's super easy to learn about things. You're talking about how to get into crypto.
yeah,
I just started Googling shit.
yeah, same
Like
with
I
me.
started like going on YouTube and being like,
Yeah,
what is this thing? I started from zero. I didn't know
for
nothing
real,
about Bitcoin.
for
I didn't know
real.
nothing
Like
about crypto.
I agree, man.
And it's just I literally just listen to stuff all the time.
And also that too, like sorry to cut you off, but like anything that you want to learn too, not only cryptos, right? Like
Anything.
anything, bro. Like if you want to learn how to code, like literally from scratch, it's out there. It's free. The resources out there.
Right.
So
Yeah.
literally, it's just a matter of what you really want to do. Everybody's playing a different game, and it's just up to the person if what type of game they want to play, what type of level of game they want to play.
How do you want to spend your time? Right?
Exactly.
Like it's to learn things, it's a sacrifice of your time. You're not doing
Yeah.
things necessarily that are like extremely fun all the time. Right? Learning is it's hard, you got to spend a lot of time, it's a lot of thinking.
Yeah.
It's not something you just naturally do unless you kind of you want that, right?
Yeah. Um. Yeah. Well, since you started talking about like time and spending quality, or what they want to spend time for the rest of their people, or because we only have like what, an average lifespan for everybody for like 80 years,
We'll live longer.
or longer,
We'll
right?
live longer because of technology.
Yeah, could be.
Probably
But
120.
it's just that, you could walk down the street and get hit by the bus. You never know,
Well, I
man.
mean, yeah, I mean, we could just, you get
You never
sick,
know
like,
life. But
yeah,
the
yeah.
thing is like, um people spend their time in whatever they want to do. Sorry, I'm getting off the topic here, but like I just want to look down the future here. Um with cryptocurrency, like what would be the future of cryptocurrency? Like what, in your perspective, based on your research and your knowledge right now today,
Yep.
what would be the future of cryptocurrencies?
Well, it'll work the same way that we use our online banking and stuff, and how we pay for things with our phone, and it's money that's like they call it native to the internet, right? Like it's based in the internet. It's like money for the internet, and we run on the internet for everything nowadays. I mean everything.
Yeah,
So it will integrate very well with all of the digital things that are happening, and it'll be easier to use, cheaper to use, and you can own, like if you're owning Bitcoin, you're owning something that doesn't go down in value over time. It will in the short term, but over the long term, it
yeah,
goes up in value because it's a scarce resource.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so it's a new paradigm in money, and like all of the assets in the world, like the stocks and real estate and all these things are going to get tokenized on the blockchain, meaning like it'll be very easy to own stuff. You'll own lots of stuff that you can't really before. Now that
yeah,
we have crypto, you can kind of own things on the internet, like
yeah,
an NFT. Like what is an NFT, right? Like it's
yeah,
just it's owning a digital asset. That's
yeah,
what it is. Like before, say you had like a picture.
yeah.
You can't. How are you going to sell that picture,
That's true.
right? You
You go.
don't
You.
technically really own it necessarily because you can just copy it a million times, right?
That's very true. Yeah.
And that doesn't mean you can't copy that image still. It just means that you can mark it and say this is the timestamp. This is where it exists. It will always forever be this thing. And
Yeah.
now you can trade it between people, and
Yeah.
like just owning things will be very different. Yeah.
It's so crazy. Like, man, what was the maximum NFT value?
Well, I mean, people spent
Frick,
millions of dollars.
millions,
Someone
man.
spent 70 million on a Beeple NFT. Yeah, it was is
It's crazy.
yeah, I mean,
In real life, what can you get with a 70 million? Like, so much, man. You could probably get a yacht, a
oh,
mansion,
I mean,
a
you can get
freaking a
tons.
lifetime of food supply.
Yeah, I mean, it's the guy who bought it was a
He's got,
very, very early investor in crypto. So he
yeah,
had tons and tons and tons of money because
that's
it went up
very
like crazy.
true.
So
Yeah.
so to him it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah.
I think it's just like if you think about like all the successful people out there right now, that are owning lots of cryptocurrencies. I think it really tells you what time can do. With if you invest early, the more compounding interest your investment can do. It could go a long way. If you like, imagine like with Bitcoin, right? If we started freaking 10 years ago, man, like
You started 2 years ago.
even just 2 years ago
It
too, yeah,
doesn't like it's
it's just the power of time.
the power of time is beautiful. The thing is, most assets, houses, stocks,
Yeah,
stuff that is valuable and retains value,
yeah,
um, go up in value over time. That's just what happens, and it's because our money gets debased. Our money gets printed.
that's
We
true.
have more money, but the same amount of stuff.
Do you think cash is real?
Well, I mean, it is real. I mean, I can give you money, and you
Physically
can
real.
take
Yeah.
your $10 and you can buy some food with it. So I mean, that's pretty real to me.
Yeah.
But I mean,
But some,
there's a deeper context to that.
yeah, yeah, no, I agree. I think I don't know, like there's people gonna be thinking, oh frick, what the phrase is this guy thinking? But man, how can someone print money out of thin air?
Well,
It's
back it up, back it up.
okay, let's
You want to get into the conversation of
let's do
what
it.
money is,
Yeah,
right? Because that's really
let's do it.
the thing
I
about
know there's people out
crypto,
there that want to listen to this, and I have
right?
I like talking
So
about these stuff.
something very awesome about crypto is it teaches you about what money is,
Yeah,
right? Because you're like, well, what is this thing? And then it leads you down into money, and then you know what I mean. You just keep going down the hole of
yeah.
what money is,
It's just this
right?
big hole.
And we know that money is something that you get for spending time and effort on
Energy.
something,
Yeah.
right? Your
Mm-hmm.
energy is put into these dollars,
Yeah.
right? You go to
That they
work.
just they just print out of nowhere.
We'll, we'll get there. But you go to work and you get paid dollars,
Yeah.
and then you can buy whatever you want with that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Right. But then the government created the money, right?
Yeah. I
Like the
mean,
Canadian government made the Canadian dollar,
yeah, no,
right?
yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Right.
Even if you look back way before money was traded, like people traded, right?
Yeah, they used other stuff.
Trade gold. I mean, they traded items first.
Yeah, I mean, money is just technology, right?
It's just a way, yeah.
Like a $10 bill, right? That is a technology if you think about it. Because before that, they didn't
Yeah.
have, if you didn't have that piece of paper that represented something, money,
Yeah.
then you had food or, a table. You know what I mean? You had things that are
Yeah, yeah,
worth
yeah.
having
Yeah, and
and
then
people want them,
people want them and they just trade for
but it's
values.
hard to trade items, which is why money is the technology that allows you to trade
Right.
items for that money that which you can in the future trade for
Right.
more items. You know what I mean? It's
Mm-hmm.
it's that in between thing.
But I just, man, like this whole money thing, it's just I don't know. We could go so deep about this, but it's just like there's so many things that we could talk about money. But I wanna just focus down with the whole crypto here and the future with this whole crypto. And I really think what do you think is the future? Like really, like do you believe that people should own crypto?
I mean,
I mean, you can't
if
tell anyone to how they spend their money or anything, but
right,
like should at least everyone that are existing,
everyone
or even
will.
I don't think everyone will,
Everyone
but
will.
you think so?
You this is my favorite one of my favorite quotes is you will get it at the price that you deserve it, right?
I
Because
guess, yeah.
the thing is that our money, our Canadian dollars, isn't very good at storing value,
No.
right? Because what happens? Everything else goes up in price.
Yeah.
Food, houses, rent,
Yeah.
gas, everything gets more expensive,
With
right?
inflation,
It's because of inflation. That is what inflation
because
is, right?
because
It's the
they keep chopping it off to print more money, and that's why it keeps going up.
right. So
So
like
this is, let's say this is a dollar, right? So if I give you a dollar, it's still a dollar, but then if I chop it off, chop a bit of that coin, now you still have a dollar, but then this is the one them keep printing. This is basically what the government is doing. They have a whole dollar, keep chopping it off. Every time you get passed
no,
on,
that's not what they're doing. That's what they did back in
that's
the
why
day.
inflation happens. That's basically what it is. They keep printing money. That's what.
That's
That's not what I'm
that's
doing.
one way to explain it, but I
Yeah,
don't think
I'm
that's
just
the
trying to
best way.
explain it. But
I think
what would be the best way to explain it?
the best way to explain it
Like
is
how? Why
imagine you're
inflation?
with your buddies. There's like five of you,
Yeah.
and there's five beers, right? You got five beers.
You really wanted to drink, bro.
I
Sorry, guys. I couldn't drink today because I'm taking after
look. I
This
want
guy
it.
talks about beers.
Beer and
Okay,
crypto is my thing. All right. So anyway,
beer.
imagine there's uh you're with your buddies and
Yeah.
there's five beers. Everyone has $10,
Okay. Yeah.
right? Now the government gives you all $10 more,
Mm-hmm.
but you're all still trading between the same five beers. What happens to the price of the beer? It's worth $20 now each, right? Like you have the money, you have more money, but you have the same amount of
Right.
stuff.
Because exactly. I mean, it's somewhat the same how I was explaining it, bro.
Yeah, I mean
It's
it's a
literally
different way to say it,
different way,
but
in a different way. But you just wanted to drink beer. I think that's what it is.
it's such a nice day out today. I just I
I
don't even lie
know
to you.
it's
It's
so nice,
beautiful.
man. But very unfortunate. I got sick on Sunday. I felt so. I've man. I don't know. I felt really horrible Sunday. But hey, well, next episode, guys, we're definitely gonna chug some beer. So it's gonna be 18 and above only.
Hey,
Anyway, so let's keep going on here. As far as crypto, like what else can we talk about crypto here?
you want to know?
Tell me, what have we not talked about that you have in your mind that I don't know?
Well, I mean, there's so many things to go
What's
over.
wait, wait,
Like,
wait, wait. Here. Here's my question. What would be the best cryptocurrency to own right now? Less than $1, maybe $1,000, and more.
I don't tell people to invest in specific things.
Okay, yeah, but no, I get your point.
Like
But let's say
it depends who you're
someone that
talking
is
to. It depends who you're talking to because
no,
if
I
someone's
agree.
new to it,
Okay,
like
how about you? We're talking right now, so talk to me right now. What would be your best advice to me as far as okay, man, I want to invest into crypto. I got freaking $10,000 right now. Where should I throw it?
uh, you should set up an automatic buy of Bitcoin for $1 a day or
DCA that
10.
shit.
Yes.
So what's DCA? Dollar cost averaging, guys.
What does that mean though?
So it means you explain. You keep going.
It
You were
just
there.
means you just buy it slowly over time. You
There
don't
you go.
put 10 grand all in at one time.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
silly.
You were just explaining it. So
So
there you go.
if you're new into crypto and you don't know what it is, or even you're new to investing at all,
Yeah.
right?
But why should you buy it on a daily basis than buy it once? Why is that?
You set it up on an automatic schedule. You do it with an amount of money that you're not worried about losing.
Yeah.
$1 a day.
Hmm.
Everyone can afford $1 a day, more or
I
less,
agree. Yeah.
right? And it takes all of the stress and worry about the price going up and down
Yeah.
out of it. Because when you make a crazy investment, somebody tells you about this crypto or this stock or this whatever to
Hmm.
buy it. Um, if you put all your money in all at once and the price goes down or up, or you know what I mean,
Yeah.
like it affects you emotionally, right?
So that's
You
game
get
over, basically.
well, if it goes down and you don't know anything about it,
Yeah.
your buddy told you about it, and it goes down, and you're like, I don't know what this is, but I don't want to lose my money,
Yeah.
right? You sell it, you lost some money there at that
Yeah.
point, right?
That's true. Yeah.
That's not the what you want to do is you want to dip your toes in as small as possible and then start learning about it.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you have a little bit, then it sets off a light bulb in your brain to think,
Yeah.
what is this thing? Like, what actually is it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that is the key to understanding and to getting into this stuff. Because you don't
Yeah.
want to dive off the deep end and put a bunch of money into something that you don't understand what it is,
Yeah.
right? Because you're just going to lose that money. We're probably going to lose that money, right? And
That's
some
true.
people get lucky and they make money,
That's true.
but a lot of people it'll go all the way up, it'll go all the way down. And you know what I mean? You didn't
Yeah.
make any money.
That's just yeah.
So the game, in my opinion, is to slowly accumulate the best assets
Yeah.
in the world. And to me, the best assets are Bitcoin. And I'm a big Cardano guy.
Ada. Is it
ADA,
Ada? Yeah. Yeah.
ADA, yeah.
Ada. Yeah.
And Ethereum's a good one.
Yeah.
But for anyone who's new, stick to Bitcoin. Start with that. Understand what it is. Listen to a lot of podcasts. Listen to like
YouTube videos.
people just get opinions from everybody.
Yeah.
Because you want to know the good parts, you want to know the bad parts, right? And if you're listening to people who are very into it like me,
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you the good stuff about it, right? That's what I have it, right? I'm into it.
Yeah.
But, you should listen to the people who don't like it too.
So remember last time. So you mentioned we talked about this, but we're just gonna talk about this again. Um, you mentioned that you don't have any cash.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. No.
I don't save money in dollars.
Yeah.
Like when I'm trying to save my money for me in 2030, me in 2040, if you put it into dollars, you're not saving your money that well
You're losing
because
value.
as inflation increases and the
Yeah.
price of everything increases because the government spends money they don't have, right? They print more money.
And
They
you just
continuously
lost.
make more money. If you do any research and watch what the government's doing, they have crazy deficits,
It's insane, man.
meaning that they're spending more than they're bringing in. So they're
Yeah.
not running they're basically hurting everybody who holds dollars, right? They're stealing from everybody else.
That's actually crazy.
That's what they're doing. So,
And guess who has to work to make those? The people.
well, it just means that what we do every day going to work gets less valuable because we're getting paid in dollars. So
That's very true.
if what you're doing at work, if you don't get a raise that is on par with inflation, that means you're losing money
And
every year.
what is the inflation last year? Was it 6%?
Mm,
Or I could be wrong.
last year it started coming down,
I could be
but in
wrong.
2022 it was like 9% at one point,
Yeah. Okay.
which is
Let's say
high.
2022, guys. You oh well that's because of the what was it? Was it the coronavirus? It was because
The
of that.
coronavirus happened in 2020 and
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 it was because of, just bouncing back. I think it was because the reason why it was 9% because of that. I think it was.
well, what
The
happened? The economy stopped.
Yeah,
Everyone had to go inside.
exactly.
We all
Yeah.
had to wear masks,
Yeah. So they
right?
had to print a lots of money.
And they printed a ton of money
Mm-hmm.
to make sure that people can still pay for their bills and blah
Yeah,
blah blah. And
that's
they and
true.
they loaned money to businesses and not all businesses.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that there's a lot that got wrecked.
There's so many businesses too that freaking use that as a tool for not only stay in the business, but they tried to scam.
Oh yeah, there's scammers
There's
and
so
there's a
much,
lot of
bro.
people in the government that made like they find ways to make money like in these opportune times,
It's
right?
insane,
It's a
man.
whole thing, but
Insane, bro.
so they printed a ton of money during COVID, and
Yeah,
that caused a lot of inflation. They're like, oh, it's not going to cause any inflation,
that's actually crazy. Yeah,
but they added 50% to the overall dollars in circulation,
yeah.
fifty
Oh my
percent in like
God,
2 years or 3 years or
that's a
something.
lot.
And the amount of stuff that we have is this, you know what I mean? It did change,
Yeah,
right? It actually went down a little bit because we paused, for a
that's
little
true.
while.
That's very
So
true.
the price of everything went up. That's
That's just how it is,
that's
man.
how it is. So
The price of bread yesterday does not cost the same today.
it's way more expensive for everything now, and
Every day, it
it's a
keeps getting
struggle
higher.
and
It's
everyone
just
feels it,
yeah,
and it's
I
just
agree.
another reason to start to understand what's going on with like what is money, and like
Yeah.
why, like how does this happen? It's not.
What is money? And for those people that are more interested, do your own research. Like, we're not trying to tell you guys invest into crypto, invest into stocks, or invest your money into this. Like, no. We're just putting our perspective out there as far as how we see money. And obviously, I don't have a whole Bitcoin. I have a little bit.
That's actually that's not something people get tripped up on. They're like, oh, I don't have enough money to buy one
Yeah,
Bitcoin.
exactly. Yeah,
You don't have to buy
you
one.
don't you don't need $80,000 to buy a Bitcoin. You can just buy a fraction of it every day.
You can do, yeah.
And that's how people do it, and that's how I'm doing it. And there's so many people that are doing that, and
I'm gonna buy some right now.
there's so many coins out there too that cost less than $1, which probably is gonna go up
I'm gonna buy.
somewhere down the future.
I'm gonna buy some
Which
Bitcoin
is
right now.
how you're gonna buy some right now? No shot. How much are you
Five
putting it?
dollars.
$5. There you
Five
go.
dollars.
He just bought one. He Is that Bitcoin?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bitcoin.
he just bought $5
There you go.
Bitcoin,
I bought
guys.
$5. There you go. Like
There you
that.
go. There you
Very
go,
easy.
man. There you
Oh,
go. So yeah, guys. My His advice is actually really good, and this is also as far as most of people's advice out there, based on my research as well. Dollar cost average that shit, guys, because it does work. I'm telling you,
the
man.
term dollar cost average gets lost on a lot of people.
Like, yeah,
I wouldn't even say that. I would just say like start slow,
$1 a
start
day
small.
for 30 days. Do it the next month. Do it the next month. $30 every month. Do it, guys. If you make $30 an hour, that's 1 hour of your freaking time. And guess what? Later down the future is gonna get you back. It's gonna freaking you're gonna thank me later. That's just how it is.
You shouldn't really worry about
But don't take my word, sir.
you shouldn't worry about the short term of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Look at it as like the next 20 years, 40 years.
you should only put money into any investment if it's money that you don't need.
Yeah,
Know what I mean? You shouldn't invest your rent money. You shouldn't invest your money for your food.
yeah,
That's just insane. That's just if you think, oh well, I can make a quick, quick money on a quick investment and then pay
yeah,
for
yeah,
my rent and stuff like that is not the way to do it. You should just slowly learn, and once you build that understanding of what it is, make a decision on, should I save my money in Canadian dollars
yeah.
for the long term, or should I save my money in assets, right?
Right.
Things like Bitcoin.
I agree. I do agree. And I think a lot of people are into saving and oh I need to save, I need to save. But like
Saving money is great.
it's
Like
good.
I'm not. I'm like
Yeah,
that is
that's
good.
one thing. But like what I'm saying is that like let's say you buy coffee every single day. Maybe start drinking water and invest that money into something.
Well, it'll
But
help. It'll go a long way.
it will go a long way. That's
Um,
right. Your coffee is only gonna last a day, but your investment is gonna last you for the next 40, 50 years, man. I'm telling you.
Bitcoin will last for hundreds of years, probably.
Exactly.
There's
No,
no reason why it could.
even more,
There's no
man.
way to shut it down. That's the thing. Like
Unless if the whole power outage in the whole world, that's
if
probably the only
if the
thing.
power went out,
Yeah, that's probably it.
the
That's the only
power
thing.
would come back at some point, right?
Yeah, at
We're
some
not going to
point.
just let power not exist ever
If
again.
if the sun blows up, then that's probably it.
Well, if the sun blows up, I wouldn't be worrying about nothing. I would not be
That's
worrying.
probably it. That's probably it.
Yeah.
But guys, no, like dollar cost average, man, like it's very powerful. I keep repeating this, put $1 a day, or even if you can put more than $1, definitely do so.
But just challenge yourself to learn about this stuff,
Yeah,
right?
learn first. Okay,
You
obviously,
shouldn't you
yeah,
shouldn't you should not be investing in something you don't understand.
yeah, I agree.
Crypto and Bitcoin is very complicated to learn.
Yeah,
It's not
it
very
takes a while
approachable for
actually.
a lot of people. It's very confusing. I totally understand.
Yeah,
Um, you should just put like the unlock is putting a little bit in, and then that should help you want to understand it, right?
yeah.
If you can
You
do the research without investing anything, go for it, right?
go,
But
yeah.
a lot of people
I
they just
think
won't do it until they have a little on the line, right?
no, I get it. The word investing, it just doesn't mean like putting money down. It could just be investing into your knowledge about it. It could just be that,
Could be
right? It
anything,
could it
right?
could be anything. So maybe you want to invest a little bit time into learning about it first before actually putting money down. That's probably what I would recommend for most people that are, beginning or starting. If you're intermediate, obviously, we're probably just nobody to you because you probably you probably know a little bit here and there more. So if you are just starting, do a little bit of research before you start. But yes, oh my God, dollar cost average will work if you just do that. But then, yes, do invest into a little bit of your knowledge, do some research here and there, read books about it, read freaking articles about it. Search up podcasts, YouTube, whatever it is, just like
maybe
this right now.
maybe in this video you could link
Oh, absolutely.
some
No, absolutely, bro.
YouTube,
Yeah,
some
absolutely.
we could link the Bitcoin white paper.
Yeah, no, for
That's a
real. For
pretty
real.
tough read, I
Hey,
think, but
I'm gonna find some links, but yeah, if you got something for me, send it to me, and I'll definitely put it down on the
yeah,
link description so people can go down and check it out. That's actually pretty cool, man. That's a pretty cool
I'll just
idea.
find some like short videos about kind of the basics of all this
Yeah,
stuff, and that's like
absolutely.
where you start the journey, right?
Like, what is blockchain? What is cryptocurrency? Those kind of the
Yeah,
basics.
like
Yeah, yeah,
there's just
yeah.
so many
Like,
things to learn.
yeah, no, absolutely, man.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, there's definitely more. And we got more questions here. I got a question for you. This is not about crypto anymore, but what would you put in a box if you had to move to a different country right now?
My ledger.
Your ledger? That's it.
My crypto.
And
But
no, like what?
if I had to move,
Yeah, like let's say freaking Canada's under attack. You gotta move. Put in the box. You only have one box. This big. What would you put?
it's a good question.
Yeah,
Probably a computer.
computer. Yeah, no, same. Yeah, that's one thing.
Probably, some sort of money, some food,
Yeah,
and some clothes. I don't there's not I don't have a good answer to that. Yeah.
yeah. I think yeah, same. I think I got a couple silvers that
I
I'm
have some silver
some coins, so
tokens. Yeah,
some tokens. So
yeah.
I think that's very good because silver is the value of silver is always there. So I think that's good to trade. So that will at least help me survive for the next couple months, and then probably my computer as well. I don't know, clothes for sure. Obviously, you gotta
I
wear
mean, you need
something.
that kind of stuff,
Yeah,
but in terms of like things that you have,
yeah,
like a laptop is a big one
yeah,
because the world is so digital. No matter where you go, it's going to be important.
yeah,
I think your
yeah,
phone, obviously, your charging devices, and any type of money that you have or things that you can trade for money. Like,
yeah.
yep, that's
That's
important.
probably it. I mean, just think about that perspective, man. Just think about that. And most people will probably have the same too. They're probably just gonna put what they need. And imagine the world we live in today, where people are so drawn into materialistic stuff. I want the nicest watch.
It's
I
natural.
want the nicest car. I want the nicest house. But then in reality, at the end of the day, we came in this earth naked and we're gonna leave naked. That's just that's just it, you know? And that question alone, like what can you put in a box if you're to live in a different country? That's also it's just like it's very powerful. It's just that there's lots of people out there that are just brainwashed with like what they see in social media and they're like, oh man, and then it just kind of changed their mindset into happy to depressed because they don't have that thing now. So I just want to spread the message out there that don't believe anything in social media. You might think that this podcast looks very nice, but guess what? We're just in a freaking garage, guys. Just think about it.
Yes,
Right? Like,
sir.
just think about it. Everything you see on social media is just not true. So I just want to pass the message out there for people who are actually, watching on social media that are like, oh my God, man, this guy's life is better. He has a microphone. He has a watch. It's not even a nice watch, but it tells time. That's what it is. Literally, that question alone is just that you could apply that, what would you do when shit goes sideways?
Yeah, I mean that's it's interesting question. I think kind of what you're saying is like health is more important.
I agree. Health is wealth, man. Yeah,
It just is.
it just is. It
Simply
just
put, I mean, if
makes
you're
a lot
sick,
of
it doesn't
sense,
matter how
man.
much Bitcoin you have.
Yeah, for real.
It doesn't
Yeah,
matter if you have 1,000 houses if you're sick,
I agree. I agree. It does not matter, bro.
right? So like, your well, your health and your family, and that's the most important thing, man.
I agree. Yeah. No, that's very true, man. Like, this is what I realized, man. Especially when days like I feel really horrible, like I'm really sick, like just 2 days, 3 days ago.
Yeah,
I'm just like, holy crap, man. Like, it doesn't matter. Anything you own, anything you have, whatever matters is literally your health. It's just like, I just want to get up, I just want to get up and be able to run,
yeah,
but then you can't because you're just laying in bed, you're sick. So those days, you're just kind of like, damn, man, nothing matters. Your work doesn't matter.
nothing.
Nothing, really. Anyway, I got another question as well that people could relate as well that
Sure.
you could probably relate because I was reading this book. I don't know if you know this book. It's 101 essays that will change the way you think, somewhere like
Okay.
that. I forgot what it was, but it goes in that book. But I saw this question there. It wasn't a question, but it was just one of the quotes in the books here. But what would your future self think and say about whatever situation you're in right now?
I
Think about
think
20 years from now, man.
personally, I think my future self would be pretty happy with what I'm doing.
Yeah,
I'm very I definitely delay gratitude for a long time.
that's
I
good,
I
man.
don't buy a bunch of BS too much. I mean,
That's
you got
good.
to live and stuff, right? Like it's important to go on vacations and it's important
Yeah.
to, buy that thing that you want sometimes, right?
Yeah,
But I've spent the last couple of years just investing like crazy because I see what's happening and I know like I'm gonna be better off that way. You know what I mean?
that's
Like I'm
good.
I'm thinking I'm thinking about me in the future, 5, 10 years out at all times. So
That's good, man.
that's how I live.
And I think with me too, like as far as like, as the older we get, the smarter we get, right? It's just that it just makes sense. But um only if you also read and you also actually acquire knowledge. But same with me, man. I think the future me would probably thank me for all the things that I'm doing, and all the investing that I'm doing and not only investing as far as like crypto as we've been talking the whole time here, but investing into reading, investing into family time,
Yeah.
investing into
Yeah.
the people around you. It's just that I think my future self will thank me later, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you're
And
doing the right stuff, right?
I know, yeah. And even with this, like this podcast, some people might not see value into it, but like for me, man, it's just like I'm gonna thank myself for doing this 20 years from now. Really, it's just
Yeah.
like holy crap, I gained so much knowledge, not just like not just between us, but like also sharing the knowledge out there for the rest of the world. Really,
Yeah, it's exciting, man, because you can share
yeah.
this to your kids when you're, you know what I
For
mean?
real, bro.
Yeah.
For real. And bro, there's no such thing as technology like this like 20 years ago, man.
It
Like it's
wasn't as
just
easy.
starting. It's
Yeah.
just starting. Like
Yeah.
crazy. Crazy. We live in a crazy time, man. We live in a soft time. It's just that frig, man, I'm just gonna enjoy this time and I obviously want to leave that legacy. And this is probably one of the legacies that I'm able to leave because guess
Yeah.
what? My grandchildren, my great 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 grandchildren is gonna be able to see this.
That's the thing, right? I don't know nothing about my great grandparents, right?
Yeah.
Not really. Like I've met,
Yeah.
my great grandma when she was still alive, but
Not even a book too, hey?
hmm?
You probably don't not even a book.
No, I don't know nothing about them, right? Like it's I
Exactly.
just through stories and stuff,
Yeah.
right? But
And
um,
by the way, that's also what I'm working on, guys. So stay tuned on my podcast
we're
because
gonna
I'm writing a book. And guess what, guys? Buy my book soon. I'm just kidding. A short plug, but yeah, no, for real, guys. Like that's the question you guys should ask. What would your future self think and say about your situation right now? And that's a very powerful, like question. That like when I was reading that book, when I was reading that like sentence, I was like, holy crap, what would my future self think about what I'm doing right now? Am I just like eating chips, watching Netflix? Am I just like laying down and then on repeat every day? Could you imagine
yeah.
on
That's
repeat?
that's what gets me, man. That's what
Yeah,
gets me is a lot of people they're just going through the motion, right? And they go to
I
work
agree, man.
and then they come home and watch shows and then they go back to work and there's no real progression, there's no real like thought about the future.
I agree.
And that's, I mean, I definitely was like that for a while,
No,
you
I'm
know.
not
I
like
like
same
not
with
like
me.
I was definitely like that,
I'm guilty, but
and
like at
my
least I'm aware.
yeah, so I think what actually when I hit about 25, that's when I guess that's when your brain fully develops
I
as a
think
man
so.
ish, right?
Maybe, yeah. 24,
And I
25,
I
somewhere there.
noticed I got less interested in like video games and like watching Netflix and
Yo,
stuff
same.
and you know what I mean? Like
Same.
it's just like it doesn't do anything for me,
Same, bro.
really, right?
Yeah,
Like
no,
it's
I
just
agree.
I got, tons of friends at work and other places and stuff where they're always talking about the latest movie or the latest hockey game or football or whatever
Yeah.
like and to me I just don't have any interest in that because it's
Same.
like there's so much amazing cool stuff happening that I could be part of and it's so early into it, things
Yeah.
like crypto,
Yeah.
things like AI, any of the technology stuff.
Bro, that's
And
same, man.
I could build.
This is probably why we click, bro. Like for real.
Yeah, it
Like
must
whatever.
be it. Yeah, because like
All the things you're talking about, man, is like the things I'm interested too, bro. That's probably why, man. Like I was into video games too, like freak 22, 23. I was like, holy crap, man. I was literally streaming, bro. I was streaming
oh
video
really,
games, bro. And then I'm like, holy crap, man. Like, what am I doing? 24,
what do you get
25.
for it, right? Like it's
Yeah.
like in a year, are you gonna remember that too much, right? Like
Yeah.
it's not to say that you can't play video games by no means, but
Yeah.
if that's what you're gonna do all the time, every day, I mean,
I mean, there's some people that it's like the source of living, right? So I kind of get that, but like,
you know the term NPC,
yeah, non-player, what was it?
non-player character.
Non-player character. Yeah, 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 yeah.
There's a lot of
There's lots of them,
NPCs,
man.
man.
Bro, there's lots, bro. I'm telling you, man. Um, but if you actually just talk to them, and to be honest, bro, like part of the work I'm in right now is try to talk to a lot of people as much as I could.
Yeah.
Part in you're in sales or you're in that industry. The more people you talk to, the more chances of you getting your sales higher.
Mm.
So it's just a matter of there's actually interesting people out there.
Of course there is. What do you mean? Like, are you surprised or what?
Yeah, no, it's insane, man. Like, there's actually, but then it's just self awareness too, right? Like, some people might. There's definitely lots of NPCs out there, bro.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so
They're
many,
just living day to
and
day.
it's a term that like not a positive term in my opinion. You know what I
No,
mean?
it definitely not.
And I don't, I got a little carried away with it. I think for a little while. but I definitely fall into that category sometimes too. You know,
No, I agree.
you
I
can't just
agree.
always be working and always
I
be
I agree, bro.
trying to be on the latest cutting edge of technology. Like it's just it you'll wear out.
Yeah,
I just went through a period of burnout actually. Just I was just working too much,
right.
and I have my own project that I
Yeah.
work on outside of
So
work. And
you were NPC for a little bit.
well, I just couldn't get myself to
Yeah.
really
No,
work like I
I
wanted
get
to.
it, bro. I get it,
And it's
man.
just like you still need to live. Like there's a
Yeah.
balance. Really, at the end of the day, it's all about balance, right?
Yeah.
And putting your time and having the priorities that benefit you.
No, I agree. Yeah. No, that's very true. I think it's just you gotta balance the work-life balance, family, it's just yin and yang, right? You gotta balance your life in order for you to live a happy life. Otherwise, you can't just be working the rest of life. It's just how life is. I think it's there's power to balance. Otherwise, like you said, you were burnt out. Even me too. I felt that way before, and there's
Yep.
people out there too that are listening and be like, "Yeah, no, this podcast is shit. I gotta go to the next one." No, don't go to the next one, guys. This is the best podcast, guys. And we're talking about cryptocurrencies. We're talking about many things here: work-life balance, health. Mental health. So it's good, right? Like it's actually good to balance your life, and it's just one thing to keep going. It's just right because otherwise you'd be because when you are burnt out, you lost so much time. Instead of if you balanced it at the beginning, you could have been more productive during the time you were
Right.
burnt out.
Yeah, it's like on average you're doing better, right?
Right?
There's nothing really good that comes out of extremism, is what I find. So meaning like I mean, there's lots of crazy extremism and lots of things going on right now. But even if you put every hour of every day into something, you're gonna upset your balance, right? And
Yeah.
and even if you're just playing video games, like your balance is off.
Yeah.
You got all the areas of life. There's the health, there's the family, there's the girlfriend or spouse, there's the money, and all these things. You got to balance them a little bit, and well,
Yeah.
not a little bit. You definitely have to balance them.
Yeah.
And if you over index, if you only focus on one,
I
then
agree.
the rest are going to suffer, and it's going to cause. I think that's to me. I think that's where depression comes from. Is
Yeah.
there's a major imbalance in your life in one of the spokes of
Yeah.
life. If life is a wheel and you got spokes,
Yeah. Yeah.
health,
Yeah.
family, all that stuff. Like
And
one of
then
the spokes is
shorter than the
short,
other.
right? So, and I think that's kind of what causes depression and stuff, and gets people into
Yeah.
weird mental states where they struggle.
I agree. I
you know.
agree.
So the
Yeah.
balance is key. Yeah, you can't just do one thing all the time every day. You can try. I mean, it
No,
didn't work out for me too well.
I've definitely been through that phase, man.
Yeah.
And I get that. Like as you get older, you learn, right? So,
Yeah.
definitely balance. Work life balance. Family, health, everything, guys. But anyway, like you're talking about mental health. Like, what do you think about Andrew Tate's take on mental health, bro?
I like what he says about it. He says depression's not real.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
agree.
real, real.
Depression's definitely real, but his take on it is like you're kind of letting it happen, right?
Yeah,
If you're depressed, what it is your body's telling you something's wrong, right?
yeah,
Either you're spending your time doing the wrong thing, something that you don't enjoy. You're with the wrong people, right? You're eating horrible food. You're not exercising. One of these things, you don't have any money. You're broke. You invested in Canadian dollars.
brokey,
You saved all
brokey.
your money in dollars, and
Exactly.
the inflation went crazy, and now you can't afford shit
Yeah,
because the government printed a shitload of money. Like I kind of subscribe to the depression's not real thing
yeah.
in the idea that like you can solve it.
I do agree. I do agree, man. Because like, I think depression happens when you overthink too much. Like what you mentioned, everything is definitely correct, man. Like whatever you listed there, it's
You're
on
not
point
balanced in some
in
area,
some
right?
areas.
And
Yeah,
it takes some introspection,
and
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 when I've been depressed before.
I agree.
When you
Yeah,
get into that spot, it's hard to like get out of it.
yeah.
I understand, but
But I think
um
it's just like a mental toughness. It's just you gotta overcome it. Either go for a run, if you do that every day,
honestly,
or
getting outside and
yeah,
moving is like
getting some
getting some
sunlight.
sunlight,
Yeah,
right?
I just said it. Yeah,
Right? And just like drinking water,
yeah,
like super basics, and that will probably help you.
yeah.
I think actually in our society today, like I'm talking about, we're all talking about technology. Um, we overdose in technology. We're
I
addicted to our
agree.
phones, right? I'm addicted to my phone.
Yo, I need some time off my phone, man. That's
Yeah,
what I need. I need to like put my phone down and just like I don't know, man, just read books, just
go for a
just
walk.
Just 24 hours challenge, bro. 24-hour challenge with no phone. I want to do that.
So
But I
so
feel like my life is attached to the phone, you know?
it's important, right? You just got to have that time off. You got to
Yeah.
have that time where, at this part of the day, I'm not using it.
I'm pretty good at that though. I'm pretty good at that. But what I mean is like even 24 hours, man. Like I can't, bro.
It's important to our lives now today,
I
right?
agree.
Like if you don't know how to use a phone, I don't know how you operate
I'm gonna do it one of these days,
today.
guys. I'm definitely gonna do a 24-hour challenge with no phone.
I
Trust
mean,
me.
that's easy.
I will. I
You can do
will.
it. You can do it.
That's that's
That's
easy for me. But how about you? Do you think you could do it?
Of course I could do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I go up north and stuff sometimes and just
Yeah.
yeah, like with my
Should leave the
buddies, so like
phone.
we go canoeing and fishing and stuff,
Yeah,
and just
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
stay away from all the
No,
technology and
I
stuff. It's
no.
powerful. It's
I can see
powerful.
that. Yeah, but some people out there, man, they can't even freaking, you know,
They can.
they
They
can, but
can.
they can, but it's just that they're so used to it and they think they can't, you know? I don't know. I'm not saying everyone, but like I'm saying some. Maybe like a
Look, I
very
mean,
slim percentage are very addicted to the phones, you know?
it's I mean, same as being addicted to food or addicted to drugs or addicted to
So yeah, since we're talking about this addiction stuff, like phone, drugs, whatever it is, food, what does enough mean to you?
is enough mean to me.
So like, you know how people like, enough money, I need enough. When do you draw the line? Because people will never have enough.
I think it's natural for humans in general to always want more. I think
I
that's why
agree.
humans are successful. Like why
Yep.
why are we the dominant race in or not race but species in on the world, right?
Yeah.
It's because we always want more and we're smart and we can adapt, right?
But
So I think it's
where
natural to always want more.
I
And
agree.
I don't think you should ever get to a point where you don't want more. I almost to a degree. Like and when I mean want more, I mean like the feeling of progressing in
Okay.
some area, becoming smarter or more of an expert in something, or
So
maybe it's
you're talking about growth, right?
growth, right?
Yeah.
Are you talking materialistic
Yeah.
things? Is
I'm
that what
just
you're talking
talking enough in general.
in general?
Yeah, really. Like when is enough enough?
I think enough is like I think most people have enough already.
Yeah.
If you're healthy
Yep.
and you live somewhere
Yep. If
and you're fairly comfortable
yep.
and you have what I mean, like those are the main things. You got family, you got friends.
Yeah.
Most people have family, most people have friends, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like to me actually yesterday it was really crazy. I just had a very like moment where I felt very aligned. I just felt happy. I didn't have a reason, but I
Yeah.
just felt happy and it was really good because I've been
Happiness is a
searching for that.
choice.
I've been trying to because there is always the want for more. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't have enough money. I'm not
I agree.
I don't have the car I want or I don't have the whatever, the girlfriend I want or
Yeah.
that's whatever, right? Dude, like
I think enough is a fulfillment of it comes within you. I
well
think
that's yeah.
it's like let's say, if some people out there with $1,000 in their bank, oh, this is enough. Some people it's like, holy shit, no, I need more. It's really up to the person how you perceive that thing.
Well, obviously you need
So
enough money to live,
I agree. Yeah.
right? Like you need enough to eat, sleep,
Yeah.
place to live, that kind of stuff.
No,
There's the
but
bare necessities.
yeah, I agree. I guess a different scenario. But another question that I have is this is a crazy question, I guess. I was actually reading this book too. How would you behave? Yeah, and this can also go to like the people that are listening, right? Okay. How would you behave if this entire time space reality we're in is a hologram illusion, which we ultimately have control? Think about it, man. Oh my god.
Which we have control.
Yeah, like right now we're in control. What if this time space that we live in right now, in currently, everything is 3D. There's a table, bro. We can feel it, bro. And you know, what what if this was a whole freaking illusion
Why does it matter?
that we have control, bro? Like like if I wanna freaking
I
raise my
I
arm, I could raise my arm. Like
I already like maybe I don't understand, but like I feel if say there's like some big overarching controller who's controlling the world and this is just another dimension and blah 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 blah. I don't
yeah,
know. I'm still gonna do what I'm doing right now.
yeah,
I'm trying to do the best I can.
yeah.
right? And grow in all the areas and live the life that I want to
But
live, right? Like that's within my control. That's
I
all I can
guess. I
control.
guess I didn't that question is not really as but then, just the idea of it, bro. Like just the idea of that. Like what if we live in a 3D freaking stimulation? That's basically
Like a
it, bro.
simulation, right?
Yeah, that's basically it. Like
Yeah, I mean, I would still live the same. I wouldn't change. I would still
yeah,
try to enjoy my time.
it's good.
I would
Yeah.
still live for the future,
Yeah.
right? Like I wouldn't change what I do.
Yeah.
Absolutely not,
It's just the
because I
idea of
kind of
it.
feel like
Freak,
the
man.
same already.
I just think about it, man. Like sometimes I think about that. It's just actually when I was reading that book, I was thinking about it. I was like, holy crap, what
It's
if?
definitely crazy to think about.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not disagreeing with you at
It
all.
could be possible though. You never
It
know,
probably
man.
is, right? Like who knows?
Yeah.
You don't know. We literally don't
Yeah.
know. We're
But I
just on
believe I don't know,
space.
man. I'm a very religious guy.
Mhm.
I believe that Jesus is my savior. So I don't know. It's just another idea that I got, right? Like it's just that an idea out there. You never know.
It's.
It's just like aliens are real,
I
aliens
would
are not,
say
it
probably is true that it's some sort of simulation or something. That just makes sense.
yeah, it could be it,
How did
man.
it happen,
Holy
right? Like how did
crap,
it come?
man.
Like who knows?
That could be it, bro. Like literally. I
So
don't know,
would you
man.
do something different?
No, I probably do the same thing as what I'm doing right now.
Like we're doing the best that we can do in
Like
our scenario.
if I find out that we were in a freaking 3D, I don't know, man. Like I don't know. I probably do a
But you
couple
couldn't.
things.
Could you control? You couldn't do anything about it, right?
I couldn't do anything about it, but
And
I
the
could.
world's the same.
It was the same, yeah.
So what?
It doesn't change anything. It doesn't change the fact, but I think it will just change your perspective. I think.
Maybe.
I think that's just it. Like it will definitely change your perspective in many ways. Like instead of people don't have, if people don't have that idea, maybe they could change their perspective in a way. Like if they're shy, they could just be like freaking be extrovert because like fuck is this
Mm,
world? This world
that's
is,
actually how it is right
you know
now.
what I mean?
I would say like literally the world is whatever you want it to be at this point.
Exactly.
You can do whatever you want. It doesn't
Anybody.
mean there isn't consequences,
Yeah.
but
I
that's
mean,
an unlock that I had.
you can do whatever you want within the law limits, if
Yeah, I
that
mean
makes sense.
like everything you do has a consequence, good or bad,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah. No, I
So
agree.
so if like to me, I was very shy and very reserved, and I would have never done a podcast or
Yeah,
like you know what I mean, or
yeah,
like even came and hung out with you and like got
yeah,
a haircut and stuff.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I never would have done that because I would have been like, it's just out of my comfort zone.
That's
Like what
true.
the hell, like you know what I mean. But then I started to realize it's like, well, no one's really thinking about me like that.
Yeah,
You know, because you're worried about what other people think. At least that's what I was like, right?
I
I was
think
like,
that's with everybody. What was that? What's that term called, bro? When you think about like, oh, freak, I forgot what it was. Like when you think that all the attention is in you, where everyone also thinks the same way, where everybody thinks that all their attention, everybody's attention is onto them. What
yeah,
was that term? I forgot.
I understand. You think the spotlight's on you, and you think people are thinking about you or
Spotlight
judging
effect.
you, right?
Yeah,
They think
yeah, and
judging you.
yeah, and everyone else is also thinking the same way
It's not
towards
true.
them. Yeah,
It's not true.
yeah,
Literally,
I agree.
literally, because everyone has their own life to worry about and their own shit to worry about, and the people who are thinking about you, because there will be some. Like obviously, there's some people that notice things and make
Yeah.
comments on the internet and blah blah blah. Like
Mm-hmm.
if people are more worried about you than themselves, that means that they're not. I
They don't love themselves as much
I
as
I would I would say like to me like hate only comes from below,
I agree. If you're doing more than
right? If
yeah,
like people hate on Elon
the people
Musk,
above, yeah, I
right?
agree.
Well, he's a huge billionaire who's made companies that are super important. He's changed the world,
I agree,
right?
man.
And so many people hate him because he's a billionaire.
Yeah,
I mean, okay, but like he's the fucking
that's
billionaire.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like he's the guy who's changing the world and making things better for the human race, in my opinion,
that is very true.
right? So it's like, why would you even concern yourself with
Yeah,
people hating on you? Who cares? The people who are, really doing something that maybe you admire, respectfully,
yeah,
they're not thinking about you.
yeah. I
They're
agree.
not.
Yeah,
You think Elon
the
thinks about
people
me?
above. Yeah, no, for real.
Fuck no.
No, I agree,
Know what I
bro.
mean? Like they're like
I
it's just
agree,
like
man. I
it's a
agree.
it's an unlock because you get like
The people
I've
that are
had that
doing
unlock.
better are not gonna freaking judge you. It's
They got their own shit that's more important to them
yeah, for real,
than
bro.
to worry about you.
For
Who
real.
cares? Like
Who cares?
eh,
And this is a very powerful message to everyone listening out there.
yeah.
Whether you're old, you're young, and you have that thing in your mind that you keep thinking about, like, yo, this person thinks about me. Yeah, you just gotta stop thinking it. You know?
It's like, you know what? There's a lot of people when they first start going to the gym,
Yeah, for real, bro.
you know, and
Yeah,
you walk in and you think people are looking at you and you're like, you
I
don't really know what you're
agree.
doing and stuff.
Yeah, because I that's how I felt when I went
Yeah.
my very first
I
time
think
walk.
everyone does.
Yeah,
Just as soon as you start going, it's a new scenario. You're
yeah,
uncomfortable, and you see a bunch of people who are just like super jacked, and they
yeah,
know what they're doing and all
yeah,
that,
yeah. I
and you're
agree,
just like
bro.
kind of nervous. And I hear it from people all the time. And I was like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I
and
think
and
everybody is.
those people do not give a fuck about you, man.
For real.
They don't care.
I agree, bro.
Respectfully,
I
they do
agree.
not care.
For sure.
So it's just don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Relax. It's all good. I went through that phase. I'm over it.
And I think this is the best way to end our podcast today. Like, I think just don't give a fuck what people say or think about you. And I think,
Yeah.
I think this is a very powerful message that, to spread out there. And this is one of the reason why I'm doing this, to spread the message and document what my thoughts are and what my perspective is around the world. I mean, as far as for me, and I can share to the world. And also, it's not only to share this for my son to when he gets older eventually. Not only that he gets to see a glimpse of me, I'm also able to share this to the globe. I'm able to share this to the young generations out there.
Right.
I used to be young too. I used to think the way you think today. You know,
Yeah.
used to be scared.
Oh
You
man, I was
don't know
like
about investing.
scared to talk to girls, man. Like
Yeah,
all that shit. Like all that shit. I was just like that.
for
You know,
real.
people are probably gonna say stuff about this podcast, even,
Oh,
right?
for
Like
real.
I might have people from work,
Oh,
if they ever saw it,
yeah,
they'd be
for
like,
real,
"Oh,
bro.
you whatever.
Yeah,
Where's your podcast, bro? Where you at?"
yeah, for
You know what I
real.
mean? Like
Yeah,
it's like
no,
if people
I
say that shit, it's like,
I agree, bro.
okay, like
I agree.
have you tried? Like have you done that before? Like
But then if you really put it this way, though, it's like I didn't do a podcast. Like when you go to your work, it's like, I didn't do a podcast. What do you mean? I'm here right now. I'm not. That's a replay of me. No, really, bro. It's just we just had a conversation at the garage. And that's just literally a
just
replay of
talking,
me.
yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, just talking.
Yeah, we were just talking. Like for real, man. It's like at the end of the day, guys, people will always judge if you're doing better than them. And I think just don't give a fuck. And if you guys want to read more books about that, there's a book called I forget what is that. The subtle art of not giving a fuck.
That's a good book.
Read that book.
That's a good book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Read that book and it will change your life. Trust me. And it changed mine. It changed me because before I used to think about all these things, man. Oh my god, there's people think about like when I read that book, bro, it really changed my perspective.
Huge.
Like I think our brain is just we're programmed in a way, and when we read through these books, we're reprogramming, rewiring our
Yep.
thoughts
Yep. 100%.
into the way how we want it to be.
Right.
So I think that's the best way, guys. Josh, thank you so much. I don't know what else do you got to say, bro. I think this was a really good podcast, man, and I think I really had a good time. I think the 5 beers would have been nice.
Next time we'll do that, but
Next time it's gonna be the beers that we're gonna buy next time is not gonna cost $1. It's gonna be $1.02 maybe with
that'll be more
inflation.
expensive. Yeah.
But Josh, what do you get to say, bro? What do you get to say, man? Before we end this, thank you for my family supporting me. I'm just kidding.
No, I just think it's important to think. It's important to not let other people stop you from doing things that you want to do. Seriously, because it's just gonna happen no matter what.
Yeah,
But it doesn't matter.
for
It
real.
doesn't matter. You know.
Yeah,
So I don't know. I think yeah, live and learn, work.
yeah, very powerful,
Don't waste your
man.
time. Don't waste your time. Do not waste your time. That's how I feel.
Really powerful, guys. Make sure you get subscribed and follow Josh, guys, and also all our links down below. Peace. That was good, bro. That was a good podcast, man. Yo, that was good. Man.